So I've now watched this video set. There's a couple discs, DVDs in it, almost 3 whole times. James has fallen asleep. I'm watching it with him the 3rd time, and I'm still picking things up. And we'll be working on art together. I've decided to work on sort of expressive mixed media, that project, today. And I'm doing it a bit differently than she did. I have decided to, first I drew, you can see, a jellyfish here. And I just did it's a really basic jellyfish. And first I was using this paintbrush, which used to be a pretty decent filbert. But boy oh boy, masking fluid. It really dries on there fast. So I started doing it like here, right? And you can see where I was trying to paint. And then I was realizing, wait a minute, this is drying almost instantly on my brush. And so I went to try to wash it off with water. And I think that the water just made the masking fluid really angry. And I swear I could hear it laughing at me while I was trying to wash it off the brush. So then I spent about a half an hour trying to pick it out of the brush, and I've now got the bristles so that they're free, but I mean, you can see this brush is really not very usable anymore. And anyway, so it reminded me of when I was little and my sister would constantly be getting gum in her hair, and frankly, I think I was the one giving her the gum, just to see what would happen. And anyway, that reminded me of that, pulling all of that latex out of there, or whatever that is in masking fluid. It felt like rubber or something, but anyway. So that, I will not use masking fluid on a paintbrush ever again in my life. I found, you can see I was using a bamboo skewer there to apply it, and it worked out really nicely. So bamboo skewer, yes. Paintbrush, no. And she hasn't shown this technique of putting saran wrap over top of the salt that you've put onto the page. You can see some of the salt there, right? I think you can. And but I have seen other people use this technique with the saran wrap. So this is what I've decided to do, because it'll make really interesting patterns like that. And so yeah, it'll take longer for it to dry, but I don't really care. I mean, this is just playing around, and I've noticed now that there is no way I can really do a wet on wet with this sort of tape method of whatever, trying to fix the paper down. It just doesn't work. It's my paper's bubbling up all over the place. So I mean, this is just a learning experience for me, and if I like what I get here at all, then I could move this same kind of technique to a watercolor block, which that's what I've found works in the past, and I think I'm just going to go right back to that, because unless I see somebody else stretching watercolor paper in a way that actually works out for me, but I can't imagine this is going to lay flat again, even though it's taped. Like, I tried to really press down the tape and make sure it was holding that paper down before I did this, but I don't know, it's not looking good right now. So, but we'll see. I mean, I'll show you how this goes tomorrow, and we'll see how it works out.